YouTube, my name is Amy and this is Garden Glow Up. Today we're going to be planting Salvias, Cannas, Pentas, Snapdragons, and Cosmos. So let's get right into it. So I don't know if you've ever planted Cannas, but the seeds are absolutely huge. They're pretty cool. If you've ever collected seeds from the flowers, they actually look a lot like this. Cannas are gorgeous, so I am really excited to start planting out flowers now in preparation for spring, because right now the weather's been pretty mild, so it's actually really exciting that we can start early at this point and get those going. Okay, so then I'm just gonna label them and I'm gonna set them aside, and then we'll put them with all of our other starters so that we can water them. But as far as cannas go, that is pretty much ready to start. Okay. If you want the seed calendar that I'm using for this series, you can go ahead and get it in the description box below. It's free, there's a link there. And if you want to see how all these seeds are doing, subscribe so that YouTube lets you know the next time I upload a video so that you can see exactly how this harvest is doing. Cannas. So now we can go ahead and start the salvias. Salvias are one of those flowers that you can count on because they come in so many colors that they will match almost anything that you need. And the seeds are really easy to get. They're very cheap. They are easy to start. They really like our climate. So as far as I'm concerned, these are an absolute must and a go-to if you are really trying to do something pretty in your garden for as cheap as possible. This one is an awesome one. So the variety I got are white and pink, and that's gonna look amazing. So again, that one's all done. We had it. And we can just put it there and we're ready to go with that one. So then what is the next one? So next, oh, and we're also doing Cosmos, okay? So if you're excited for Cosmos, we'll be doing that. Pentas, same as the salvias, same as the cannas, they come in a ton of great colors. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do it. This is the first time I'm growing them from seed, so I don't actually know how easy it'll be to grow them from seed, but I'm really hoping that, just having seen them so much in our climate, I'm really hoping that they're easy to grow from seed. So let's take a look at the seed. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a vial. It comes in a vial and the seeds are right there at the bottom. You see how small they are? Okay. So I read the instructions, and the instructions said that they need to be exposed to sun, to not cover them. Look at how small they are. So again, use your gentlest, carefulest hands to do this. That they need to be exposed to sun. But in order to be able to, but there are the practicalities of watering them, right? We need to be able to water them. So for the most part, since I have them in those trays that I've shown you, and I bottom water them, that should be good. But I am a little scared that they're gonna run off, right? So in order to keep them in place, I am gonna give them the lightest dusting of compost on top, and I'm hoping that they will still get what they need in terms of light, but this is just a matter of keeping them in place and not really covering them with compost as we do with a lot of our other plants. It's just a matter of making sure that they stay where they're supposed to, right? So just tapping them into place with the compost. I was gonna go get compost, but after I told you I would do that, I realized I don't have it handy. Okay. So these are the pentas, and you can see that they're still floating right there, at the very top, which is fine. I just wanted them nice and pushed into the compost so that they don't go anywhere. We will also be direct sowing a bunch of seeds today. If you can see behind me, the harvest has been going really well. So I have a bunch of things here that I've been harvesting. And so when that happens, you have to replant those seeds. So we will be doing that once we're done sowing these seeds, okay? So these are the cosmos. Okay, so cosmos are a little tricky. They're definitely gonna grow for you. If you don't think you have a green thumb, cosmos is one of those plants that you should definitely plant because they will definitely grow. In fact, they can kind of feel invasive. I've heard some people say like, oh my gosh, I try to get rid of them. So just be aware that if you find a cosmos variety that you like, again, they come in a ton of colors. They'll easily blend into your design. They do tend to be kind of tall. So if you're looking for a low shrubby flower, this isn't it. This flower in particular is going to grow to be about waist level. So this one, if you need some reassurance that you're a good gardener, this is the flower for you. I bought a cosmos that's a double. That means it has a lot of petals, is essentially what it means. It just has a ton of petals. So I'm gonna start with these, and I'm super excited to see how they turn out. I have been buying a bunch of seeds for white flowers, and the reason I've been doing that is because I have a side of the garden over there that I want to do with all white flowers, which I think seems pretty cool. And then the last one we're going to be starting are Snapdragons. So the first time I've seen Snapdragons used in like a Florida garden was last year at the Disney Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot, and they had Snapdragons everywhere. So have I seen them? Have I seen them in South Florida? I don't know if I've seen them in South Florida. So the reason I bring that up is because sometimes we start things from seeds and we know it's a little bit of a risk. So for me, I am super excited about this one, but if it doesn't turn out perfectly, I kind of expect that, you know, sometimes that'll happen, right? And it's okay. So this one, again, the seed is impossible to see. So look at how tiny that is. That's going to be super hard to get. Okay, so let's get it in our hand. Again, this is a white flower because like I told you, that's a theme that I'm going for. But when you look these up, you can see what colors they come in. I think Snapdragons, again, like the Cannas, like the Salvias, come in a lot of different colors. So when you're talking about designing your garden and growing from seed, this is a good one to turn to. So if you like it and it's easy for you to grow, you can get them in any color. I don't know if you can tell, but we're definitely making an adjustment and starting to grow flowers. Because we kind of have the vegetable garden going, right? Like everything is going, we're gonna be re-sowing things. So now we're prepping for summer when it's gonna be rainy and it's gonna be hot and the flowers are gonna enjoy it. So I think the Snapdragons are a lot like the Pentas. They just need a light covering of compost to keep them in place. So then we're gonna go like this. And those are ready to go. So look, it was a few minutes, and right here we have in our seed trays, we have all of these seeds ready to go. So let's go ahead and put them in the trays that I use. If this is the first time joining us, I'm going to show you how it is that I go ahead and water my seed trays. Okay, so whenever I am starting seeds, what I do, or not starting seeds, but even if I've propagated some plants, what I tend to do is, this is like a large cooking tray, right? And I have no intentions of cooking in here. As you can see, the bottom is full of compost. This is just a disposable tray that I've repurposed for the garden, okay? So what I do is I take these, our little seed trays, and I pop them in here. And this has water in the bottom. So this already has water in it, just the tiniest bit. And the reason I do that is because it's easier. For me, it's easier. If you were to say, hey, did you know that's not as effective as giving them a light mist 3 times a day? I would say that's fine. But this is significantly easier for me because all I do is every day I come out here, I pour some water in the tray, and I walk back inside. The water evens itself out, so all the plants end up getting about the same amount of water, and then it encourages the seeds to grow deep roots because the water is at the bottom, so the roots grow deep, and that's what you want from your seedlings anyway. So now let's go direct sow some seeds and replenish the vegetable garden. Direct sowing radishes, okay? So you can, I don't know if you can see it, but over there are some radishes. They've done really well in this spot. So then, and it's been raining the past few days, so I really don't need to be watering any of this. All the soil is completely wet. Okay. Okay, so I dug a little trench here. I am not going to plant the whole thing of Salanova lettuce because remember, Salanova lettuce is something you want to be continuously planting because you don't want it to all come up at the same time. So just doing a few seeds here. Actually, let me move this. Yeah, no, that's fine. A few seeds here. They can plant 6 to a foot, so they're actually, you can really like put them close to one another as compared to other ones. So I'm actually going to do another trench right here and do a few more to keep them nice and close and maximize the spacing I have. So that was a little too close. So I'm going to move it over and then 3. Okay. And the Salanova lettuce is all done. I'm going to be planting the Athena Cantaloupes. So that goes in the soil and we're all done. If you want the seed calendar that I'm using for this series, you can go ahead and get it in the description box below. It's free, there's a link there. And if you want to see how all these seeds are doing, subscribe so that YouTube lets you know the next time I upload a video so that you can see exactly how this harvest is doing. Okay? See you next time. Bye.